gang, Ray Glasser speaking to you from Cleveland, Ohio. It is Wednesday, September 11th of 2024. And I know I haven't been on camera that much in the last 4 or 5 years between just general laziness and my retirement and my radio shows that have been keeping me busy all year long. I just haven't been here. But anyway, I wanted to share with you today my quest for the ultimate and perfect 4K camcorder. This has been going on for about 3 years now, and I think I may have finally found the right one for me. But we're going to go back a couple years and talk to you about how I first discovered incredible 4K quality with this video I found on YouTube back in January of 2022. And I'll tell you what, this picture blew me away. I have never seen any picture look so lifelike, so crisp and clear and sharp ever. So I found out this was shot with a DJI Osmo Pocket 2. You can see how sharp the pictures are. The colors are very true without being oversaturated. Plus this was shot at night. Look at how bright the whole image is. Walking down the strip just about at dusk. It's incredible, just incredible. The colors are lifelike. It's not like this is a recording, it's like this is live video. It's like you're looking out a window at this scene. It does not look like a recording. So I thought, I've got to get whatever camera this is, because I've never seen anything look this good and this lifelike in my life. So I went ahead and got what the guy used. It's a DJI Osmo Pocket 2. Not really expensive, but essentially, as one guy said on YouTube, this is basically a wide-angle lens on a stick. That's all it is. It's got no zoom lens, and you've got to buy all these attachments to it to make it attach to your cell phone, so you get a much bigger monitor, you get a much bigger image. The biggest drawbacks about this was there's no zoom, and the screen is only 1 inch around, a 1 inch rectangle. And it was just impractical. Despite how good it looked, it just was not for me. At the incredible, beautiful studios of WJCU at John Carroll University in University Heights, Ohio. This is the door that opens into the studio. And here we have the people that precede me on Saturdays. Terry Stevens, his lovely wife Kathy.
Hi.
Hi guys. And I'll be going on the air in just over half an hour. We'll try to shoot some video of my show today. So I got rid of it. I replaced it with a real camcorder, a Sony AX33, which was their bottom of the line 4K camcorder released in 2015. That was okay for a few years, but after a while it got to be a bit too heavy. It's not a heavy camera, but if you're holding this thing for like an hour or so, it gets heavy. So I looked around again, what can I replace this monster with? Well, turns out in December of 2023, DJI brought out a successor to the Pocket 2, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So I went ahead and bought this little puppy earlier this year, in the spring of 2024. This thing is amazing. They fixed most of the things that were wrong with the Pocket 2. For one thing, the screen is much, much bigger. It's now 2 inches. It's also switchable from landscape to portrait. So if you want to do a TikTok video, you can do in vertical vision. Now, the thing I didn't like about both these cameras, as you can see, this is what they call a gimbal camera, meaning the lens is right up there and it moves, but not as you do. It does not move like a regular camcorder. It actually follows you. Now you can control the speed of how fast it follows you, but it's not like a regular camera where as you move, the lens moves. It's just not that way. But the upside is the stabilization is like nothing I've ever seen. It is so smooth, it's almost unreal. And I've never seen a regular camcorder that can match that stabilization level like this thing. You can walk with this thing and there's no bouncing up and down, no shaking, nothing. Plus the neat thing is, and I'm going to show you here, it's got a self-leveling feature. Even when you turn the camera, notice the lens is not moving. It's always horizon level, which I think is a really, really great feature. But again, It's got virtually no zoom lens. The zoom lens when you're shooting 4K is only 2:1, which is nothing. If you want to drop down to 1080p, you get a 4x zoom lens, but why buy a 4K camera if you're just going to shoot in 1080p? So I thought, well, this is good. It's a great picture, great stabilization, but there's no zoom lens. And for some of the videos I shoot, I need a zoom. So I bought the camera I'm using right now. This is a Panasonic WX970M, which I bought from Japan. Apparently it was released in the States back in 2015. The only way you can find it now is in Japan for some reason. So I got this from Japan, got here very quickly from, thanks to FedEx, and it's got some really neat features. The picture quality, as you're going to see in a minute, not quite as good as the Osmo Pocket 3. I'm going to switch cameras here shortly so you can see the difference. But it's good. It's still a good 4K camera. The zoom is 25 times optical. The digital zoom was ridiculous. It's 1,500 to 1. 1,500 times. Who's ever going to use that in a real shooting situation? Probably nobody. I know I wouldn't. Picture's going to be terrible when you're zoomed in 1,500 times, let's face it. But it's got some neat features which I'm going to be showing you in a minute. Okay, I'm now zoomed out from where I was sitting. What makes this camera really unique is a feature that some people think is worthless. Others may think this is pretty cool. It's got a built-in secondary camera. And this camera is switchable as far as the zoom lens and the direction and everything else. It's crazy. But it records. Now there I am in the dark recording using this little tiny camera on the side of the LCD screen while it's still shooting ahead. And you can actually swivel this. It swivels, I don't know, I think 270 degrees. And you can actually change its location on the screen. Right now it's in the lower left-hand corner, but I can move this to any one of the other 3 corners if I want to. It's kind of nuts, but it's something that you can play with, and maybe there's a use for it. You can have 2 different viewpoints like what you're seeing right now. You're seeing me behind the camera while the camera's shooting forward, which is kind of unique. There weren't many camcorders made by Panasonic that had this feature. I guess it was not really a good selling point of the camera, but it's there if you want to use it. Now as far as the zoom lens on this thing, I'm zoomed out right now. Now I'm going to use a 25 times intelligent auto, or whatever they call it, intelligent zoom. It still looks pretty darn good. Now, I'm shooting in 4K, 30 frames a second. One thing I forgot to mention about the Pocket 3 and Pocket 2, well actually the Pocket 3 shoots in 4K, 60 frames a second. The Pocket 2 did 4K, 30 frames a second. So I'm going to try to keep both these camcorders and see which one I actually like better. Okay, I am now shooting with the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And I'm sure there's going to be a big difference in video quality between this and the Panasonic, despite the fact they're both 4K cameras. The video quality on this thing, plus the incredible stabilization, are really, really good. I've never seen anything like it in both respects in any other video camera except for this. So that's my review, kind of both cameras. I'm going to try to keep both, as I said. There's a place for both these cameras. If I don't need to do a lot of zooming, this thing's going with you. Plus it's tiny. It's like the size of a big cigar. And like one guy said, it's like a wide-angle lens on a stick. The Panasonic obviously is a regular Handycam, a handheld camcorder, and it's got its place too with the zoom lens I'll need. But for just straight shooting, when I can be walking around, this thing will do the job. Matter of fact, I shot a concert last month in Parma, Ohio, with 4 local bands. It's called the 60 Summer Happiness Concert with this camera, and it did an amazing job. I'm very, very happy with that video. So this camera has its place. The Panasonic also has its place. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be seeing you soon. Ray Glasser from Cleveland, Ohio. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.